Hello, happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. Welcome everyone to Mindset Monday. I'm Christine, if we haven't met before. So nice to see you. I know that it is a holiday in both Canada and the US. So happy holidays. And to our Canadian friends, happy Thanksgiving. And to our US friends, hi Keely. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. It's a great day to honor those who've come before us and to celebrate with gratitude what we have in our lives today. So welcome everyone. It's good to see you. I can only see you when you comment. The app that I use to stream into the group shows me that people are watching, but I can't see who you are until you say hi. So hi, say hello if you're watching live. Let me know that you're here. I love you too, Keely. So glad you're here. Coach Keely is in the house. If you haven't met Coach Keely, she is my, she is my friend. She's one of my coaches. She is also one of the coaches inside Align and Design Your Life. And she's here for you inside the Alignment Tribe. So if you haven't yet met Keely Winfield, please introduce yourself. Say hi. I'm going to have her come on board and do some more with us here inside the tribe. So make sure you say hi to her. Hello, Claire, Tiffany, Cheryl, Dana. Good to see you all. Welcome. Hello, there's Keely saying hi. Hi, Kim. So today's Mindset Monday, I thought it would be a really great opportunity for us to do a little recheck. So many of you had such incredible experiences during the Stop Self-Sabotage Forever live event. And one thing that I know, not just from my own experience, but from the experience of the students inside Align and Design Your Life, and really inside any program that you're a part of, is that it's all about choices. It's all about choices. And for those of you who did the Stop Self-Sabotage live event, you know that we made a choice. We made a choice to stop self-sabotage. But in that, some of you had something specific that you were working on. Some of you chose to create a life you love. So during the realign process, we make a choice. We choose something that we want to have, want to create, someone that we want to be in our life. And that choice doesn't stop when the event stops. But unfortunately, that's what happens for most of us. And it's not intentional. People don't come into a special event, Stop Self-Sabotage Forever, and say, I'm ready to stop self-sabotage in this area of my life, have a great experience, and then consciously say, I'm done with that. That's not what happens. Life happens, right? We get busy. Kids are demanding. You might be homeschooling and working. Your business has demands. You have relationships you're tending to. You have your health and fitness that you're working on. There's so many things that you have in your life that could so easily keep you from conscious choice making, keeping you living at effect and maybe being just reacting to life around you, because that's the default for most of us, right? Life happens, we react to it. It's just the way we were brought up. For most of us, we weren't told when we were young that we were powerful choice makers. I mean, I don't know about you. Were any of you told that you were a powerful choice maker? That you got to create the life you wanted based on the choices that you made every day? Hi, Katie. Welcome. Hi, Steve. Good to see you. If any of you were given that amazing opportunity from a young age to know that you are a conscious choice maker and that you could make choices on a daily basis that would allow you to create a life you love. One of the visions I have for this tribe is that we do begin to raise our children in this way. that we allow children to know the power that they have, that they can consciously choose the life that they love. So for all the rest of us, though, who probably were not raised with, with the idea that we could be a conscious choice maker, it's something that we have to create for ourselves now. It's a new way of looking at life. So rather than being reactionary, so life happens, we react to it, we flip the script. We choose to be at cause for our lives, and we choose every day what that looks like. So I want to read you a little something from one of my mentors. So a lot of the work that I do, I mentioned this during the event, is an amalgamation of things that I have found that are effective and really work. And that includes NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming, the work of Abraham Hicks, the law of attraction, the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and the mind-body connection, neuroplasticity, and epigenetics. I also use some of the work of William Whitecloud and Chris Duncan. It's part of the realign process, that choosing the end results. And then in my private coaching, I also do a lot of the Byron Katie's work. So William Whitecloud is one of the mentors. I actually have not met him in person, but reading his books and studying what he teaches, I consider him a mentor. And he writes in his book, The Natural Secrets of Success, that towards the end of the book, he says, I won't lie. Half of my graduates and students of my program have gone nowhere. Their lives tell the familiar tale of human struggle and suffering. The other half, though, have created not just brilliant lives for themselves, but if you knew the horrific circumstances some of them started out from, you would agree the term miraculous is totally justified when applied to their stories. I asked every one of the grads I spent time with whether they made choices. The battlers answered never or hardly ever. And every single person whose life is on the up and up looked at me straight in the eye and said, every day. So I love the honesty that William Whitecloud brings to this work, and that he says half of the people who do it fail to see any change in their life. They are back to familiar old patterns, old ways of thinking, feeling, and acting, and their life hasn't changed very much. Even though they learned the same techniques, they learned the way the mind works, they learned all the same things as the other half of his graduates, who are now creating lives that he describes as miraculous. And I love this because it once again reinforces this new idea that you are embracing, that your success or your failure is not personal. It's not that half of those people were bestowed with luck and they got to live a great life, and the other half were just unlucky and it just wasn't meant for them. There was something personal about them that, they weren't good enough, or they weren't worthy, or they weren't significant. No. The only difference in those two groups was choice. The ones who chose to continue making choices were able to see miraculous transformation in their life. So my question to you is, almost 2 weeks, so 2 weeks ago we started our Stop Self-Sabotage event. By Thursday we did the realign process. So almost 2 weeks from that event, are you still choosing? Are you still choosing to live a life you love? Are you choosing that end result that you envisioned when you stepped into the realign process? The answer doesn't matter. There's no judgment. Our default programming is to not be that way. We are conditioned to be living out effect and reactionary to life. So for you to become a choice maker, it's a conscious process. That's what we're here for. That's why we come here every Monday, because we need to be reminded. We need to be in community. We need to come back to the choices and make it a conscious part of your life until it becomes the subconscious part of your life, right? So every belief that you have is actually a thought that you continue to think until it became a belief. So the structure of your beliefs, most of them started as a thought. Conscious thought over and over again becomes subconscious belief. So in order for you to create a life you love, to have those end results that you chose when you did your realign, it's imperative that you become a conscious choice maker every day, that you're stepping into those end results every day. Because when you're choosing it every day, you become someone who follows through. You put the conscious choice in your mind. Now your subconscious knows what it's looking for, what's going to filter in, and what gets filtered out. And you begin to see the evidence of your choices. But it starts with your choice. You cannot see the evidence of your end result without choosing that to be your end result. And choosing it once is great, but it's not going to get you very far. It's a choice you have to make daily. So how can you do that? Who's ready to become a conscious choice maker? To have the end results that you set out during the Stop Self-Sabotage event actually come into your reality? Who is ready? You can just type me, I'm ready, yes, tell me what to do. Yes, yeah. Fell out of step, I haven't been as consistent. Yeah, ready, all right. This girl, I am, me, yes, awesome. Well, here's the good news. It's really simple. It's really simple. Make it part of your morning alignment or your morning routine or your whatever that you call it. So your day has to start with conscious choice making. And I know that for many of you, for all of us in this modern world, we just have so much going on, right? That it's really, really important that you create your time. You create your day. So starting each morning with a set block of time that's just for you. Now, some people will tell you that you have to do XYZ amount of things in that time. It has to be a certain amount of time. I'm of the mindset that whatever works for you, works for you. I encourage the students inside Align and Design Your Life to do some specific things in their morning routine. Specific things that I know work for most people in terms of creating choices, creating your identity, creating some rules and habits for your life, doing some meditation to center yourself. But let's just keep it as simple as possible. Start your day by being a conscious choice maker. So set the alarm for a time. I don't care what time. It might be 4:30 a.m. It might be 7 a.m. If you're a night owl and you stay up late, whatever floats your boat. But the first thing in the morning needs to be your time just for you. If your kids are waking you up in the morning, you haven't chosen your day. They've chosen it for you. If the first thing you do when you wake up is check your email, now everybody else has chosen what's important for you to pay attention to today. If you start your day by turning on the news, you've now let the news choose for you where your attention and your focus goes today. If you start your day opening up social media, you've now let Facebook and Instagram choose what's important for you today. It's really essential that, especially in this era where information comes at us all the time, that we choose time in our morning that's just for us. We need that time to reconnect with ourselves and to choose how we want our day to look. So whether that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, 60 minutes, your life is yours. You know how much time that you need to and want to dedicate to connecting it with yourself and choosing your life. So in the morning, your alarm goes off. Find a quiet place where you can sit with yourself. You may do some meditation. You can use that higher self meditation that you got during the Stop Self-Sabotage event if you need to. But you may just sit for a few moments and take a few deep breaths. Start to wake up for the day. Drink some water. Probably haven't had water for 8 hours now. And you can get out a notebook if you'd like. And you can just write down what your choice is for that day. You may have more than one choice that you're working on. It could be one. Create a life I love. I choose the end result of creating a life I love. And I want you to, just as we did during the Stop Self-Sabotage event, I want you to make that choice and then really make the choice. The writing it down is great, but you've got to feel into it. You've got to be your end result. You've got to step into it, mind, body, and spirit. Choose it. Whatever that choice is for you, feel what it feels like. Step into it. Choose it. It only takes a minute or two. You'll tune into that feeling so easily and effortlessly the more you do it because it just feels so freaking good that you just want to go there and stay there, which is the point. Because when you're feeling that good in the current reality, you've released the resistance to where you're going and you're easily taking action to manifest that end result. But you've got to stay in that end result by choosing it each day. It's a simple process, but it is the one thing that will separate those of you who learned this, applied it, and started to see transformation in your life from those of you who learned it and did not apply it. And honestly, therefore, won't see the transformation in your life. You might get a little idea of some things changing if you've done it once. It's nice. It's a great process. It does release a lot of resistance. But it's in that conscious choice making on a daily basis. So now what resistance comes up when you think about making the choice every day? I want to unpack this a little for you and not just tell you what to do, but let's talk about it. When I say to you, wake up a little earlier each morning, set aside 5 to 30 minutes to become a conscious choice maker. Choose your end results and really feel into them. What thoughts arise when I make that suggestion? What emotions arise when I make that suggestion? What do you begin to think when you hear that? Now, some of you who are a part of Align and Design Your Life probably know how this feels when I start asking, yep, that's a good one, but what about my sleep? Yep, what about my sleep? What else? What other thoughts arise? If you don't recognize the resistance to what it is you're creating, the resistance will win out. When you've created your outcome and you've pulled back to your current reality, if resistance arises, thoughts, beliefs that are creating a rocky road to where you want to go, it's going to create that rocky road. When you bring up the resistance, you can release it. You've got to bring it up so that you can move towards your end result. Steve says it's empowering. Awesome. Awesome. Come on, I know that there are 16 of you watching. Katie. Okay, I'm going to miss something important if I don't check my phone. Yep, that's a belief. What if I miss something important happening on social media? Like a mistaken posting I've made or someone posted something. I feel like I should check all things sometimes. Yeah, there's something happening in our brain chemistry when we check social media that it actually becomes addictive to the brain. I want to stay in bed with my hubby. It's all about taking control and owning my day. I feel guilt because I'm using some of my day job hours for it. Okay, so we've got some resistance here, right? When we think about what it means, what it would look like for us to wake up a little earlier each day to become a conscious choice maker. What comes up is fear, right? What if I don't get enough sleep? The fear of missing out. What if someone's messaging me or I'm missing something on Facebook? Oh, that fear of missing out. What if I'm missing something on social? We get the emotions of guilt. Can I really take this time for myself? I mean, all my hours should be accounted for, right? Paid for. Sometimes I feel like I don't believe myself when I say I want to live a life I love. Right. So, okay, well, so when you think about choosing this outcome, there's some like resistance to even like, is that outcome even possible? So then it's like, why would I even bother to choose it? Right? Yeah, sometimes it feels selfish, self-indulgent, there's fear. Yeah, what if someone sent me an important message? I'm addicted to my phone. Yeah, so that's a lot of resistance that's coming up, right? And this is resistance to what? How will my business grow if I'm not working more hours, right? So what is the resistance? So the resistance to creating a life you love. I'd love to realign it right now, but we're not going to. I am putting together the replays of the Stop Self-Sabotage event, and eventually we'll have those available to you. But it's a special process for those inside Align and Design Your Life. Yeah, Steve says, once you take control of your day, what's important to you will be redefined. Absolutely. So something to consider is that if you don't do it this differently, if you continue to operate in the mornings as an unconscious choice maker, what will your life be like going forward? Katrina says, there's something wrong with my sound. This will not be sent out as a recording, Katerina, hi. But it will be available as a replay inside this group, so you can come back and watch the replay. And we'll tag it as a Mindset Monday call. Thanks, Keely. Keely's gotcha. So if you don't set aside 5 to 30 minutes every morning to become a conscious choice maker, what will your life look like 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now? What happens if you continue to wake up every day the way that you've been waking up lately? Checking your phone, wondering what's going on with Facebook, feeling guilty about taking time for yourself, hitting snooze, sleeping in. What happens? What happens when that's the choice? Because it is a choice you're making. When you choose to continue to operate every day the way you have been. Yeah, lack of progress. What else happens? Like, really, let's unpack it. What else happens when you continue to live a life that's more reactive? That you wake up and hit snooze, that you just open up the phone and start looking at Facebook and your emails when you don't, your future will be predictable. It will be just like every other day in your life. That's right, Steve. You'll be stuck. Yeah, you'll feel frustrated because where's the progress? Thanks, Dana. Yeah, there's no progress or meeting your goals or your dreams. Yeah, decline in happiness and productivity, not as centered. Yeah, going back to emotional baseline of worry, fear, overwhelm, rushing. Yeah. Grow at the weight I've been growing. Yeah, lots of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yep. I want to get back to how I was at the beginning of 2020 when I had a consistent morning ritual and was progressing pretty fast. Okay. Thanks, Katie. Yeah. So when we see that becoming a conscious choice maker means that, and you learn this in the realign process, when you choose your just because outcomes, when you fully step into it, when you release the resistance, you're aligned with that outcome, the actions you take become easier, clearer, right? And you just do it. You just do what you need to do to reach that end result. And you get to feel good in the process because you're feeling the way today that you're going to feel when that goal is achieved, when that outcome is reached, when you're in that end result. So we step into that end result, and when we're choosing it, right, it feels really good. But now we can see there's some resistance to even making that choice. And on the flip side, if we don't make that choice, if we continue to operate daily the way we've been operating, we will see our past repeat as our future. Dr. Dispenza talks about this a lot, that when you wake up every morning with the same thoughts, emotions, recalling the past, when you just pick up yesterday, first thing in the morning, and carry it with you, you will create a very predictable future. But I have a feeling that you are not here to have a predictable future. I have a feeling that you've chosen to spend 30 minutes of your incredibly precious time inside this Monday mindset today because you don't want a predictable future. The future that you've seen looking like the past that you've had is not what you want. There's something more that you want. There's something that you want to have, to create, to be. So the choice is yours, and it's always your choice. Choose to indulge in the resistance and to continue having each day look pretty much the same. Or step into that just because outcome. Step into that end result. Feel what it feels like. And from that version of you, make the choice that you'll wake up every morning and become a conscious choice maker. The you who you are today is still in the resistance of making this choice. So use the tools that you have. Step into that just because outcome. And from that version of you, decide that you will become a conscious choice maker. Start with 5 minutes a morning. Can you commit? Can you follow through on 5 minutes a morning? Consciously choose. And watch what happens. Watch what happens when you choose that end result, when you're connecting mind and body, when you're flowing towards your end results because you keep choosing them every single day. Watch what happens. Notice how you feel. And as you begin to do that, notice, I will promise you, if you do this, that there will come a time when you don't care what's on your email. You won't care what's on Facebook. You won't care what has happened in the past, because you will be in the present moment, focused on the future that you're creating. Your priorities will shift. The things that are important to you will change. Your own consciousness, your own evolution, your own feeling good will become the most important thing for you. Which is, kind of what life is all about. You're here to have an experience of a life that you love. Steve says, Robin Sharma, 5 a.m. Club. It's a good read and will reinforce all that you're saying. Yeah. There's also Hal Elrod has some books around like the Miracle Morning and things you can do for your morning. Like I said, whatever works for you is great. If that means 5 a.m., great. If that means 4 a.m., great. If that means 7 a.m., great. I don't care what time it is. It's just that the first thing that you do in the morning is sit with yourself and become a conscious choice maker. Choose to step into that end result. Choose to release the resistance. You don't necessarily need the whole process. You can choose. You can say to yourself and to your higher self, I'm staying focused on the end result. I'm staying focused on the end result. Because what you focus on expands. What you give your attention to grows. All right, so who here would like to commit that tomorrow morning you will be a conscious choice maker, that you will set aside 5 to 30 minutes to align with the life that you want, the things that you want to create, choosing to align with a life you love? I want to see a show of hands. I want to see the commitment. Because I'm going to come back tomorrow or Wednesday, because I'm going to give people time to watch the replay. And I want to know, how did it feel to be a conscious choice maker? Okay, we've got some yeses. Tiffany's a yes. Erin's raising her hand. Dana says, I commit to that. Cindy says yes. Kim says yes. Steve says, consider it done. It's the only option. Katie says yes. Awesome. If you're watching the replay, I want you to type a yes here too. I want to know that you're going to commit that tomorrow morning, if you're watching this live, that's Tuesday morning. If you watch the replay, whatever day this is for you. Stacy says, hands up. Is it Anise? Hands up. Cheryl says yes. Keely says, I'm committed. Awesome. Stacy says yes. Good. So if you're watching live, this is Tuesday morning, you will be a conscious choice maker. And if you're watching the replay and it's later in the week, I still want you to post in here. You're watching the replay and you're committing. We're going to check in with you. Coach Keely and I are going to help you to be accountable to making this choice. Because it really helps when you have a tribe. It really helps when you have community, when you have a coach. My sister is my health coach, Karen Arts, and I need her coaching to help me stay accountable to the outcomes that I desire. I step into those outcomes and I reinforce it with accountability from my coach. I'm not an island. I don't want to do this all myself. I have to choose each day to be in health and vitality. I choose what that looks like for me and how that feels. And then I hold myself accountable to my coach. So you've got this community. We will help you be accountable. So I'm excited to hear what choices you make tomorrow. I am excited to hear how your day goes as you become a conscious choice maker. So we will be checking in with you. I mean, we're here for a reason, right? Let's move the needle. Let's make the shifts. Let's do the action that aligns with the outcomes that we want to create. Otherwise, I mean, it's not worth your time. Make this worth your time. Commit. All right. I love you. I'm excited to see what choices you make. I know you're ready to follow through to stop the self-sabotage. That's all it is. Stopping self-sabotage is the commitment to follow through. You know the process now because you did it last week. You know how to choose that just because outcome. So choose it tomorrow. Step into it fully. You only need a minute or two to really feel what it feels like. And then report back. Post in the group. Let us know. We want to hear what it was like for you to be a conscious choice maker. And we'll be checking in with you too. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will be in touch. Bye.